Without going into details that everyone already knows, I think what is hindering the progress of the Philippines is simply caused by the failure of government to put into effect two articles mentioned in our constitution. The first is the anti-dynasty provision. The 1987 Constitution of the Philippines states in Article 2 Section 26, "The state shall guarantee equal access to opportunities for public service, and prohibit political dynasties as may be defined by law." According to the Philippine Institute for Development Studies, placing limits on political dynasties aims to regulate self-serving and opportunistic behavior and to promote effective and accountable governance. As early as 2010, Congress initiated hearings on the anti-political dynasty bill. Subsequent bills were also filed in the following years by the late Senator Miriam Santiago, former Senator Panfilo Lacson, and the latest, Robin Padilla. There were others too in Congress and the Senate. But unfortunately, to this very day, the bill has never been enacted into law. The law-making process is a very tedious one. It has to pass hearings on both chambers, Congress and Senate, which is done independently. And both chambers must concur to the bill submitted prior to submission to the President for approval and implementation. When this bill will ever see the light of day is anyone's guess. Our form of government is a democracy. It's a numbers game. Quantity wins over quality every time. Elections in our country has proven this time and again. There was a time if anyone would run for president, you could expect an imprisonment afterwards. Remember Estrada and Macapagal? Both were charged for corruption. Soon to follow could have been Noynoy Aquino for the Mamasapano massacre. In the Senate we have Bongbong Revilla, Jinggoy Estrada, and Ponce Enrile, who were also charged for corruption and imprisoned. We still continue to vote for them, by the way. In the news now is former President Duterte and his lackeys, whose luck may run out if the ICC pushes through with its investigation on human rights violations. Digong should have kept his mouth shut and remained quietly retired. Politics in the Philippines has always remained a power play for the affluent and influential. And the Filipino has never gotten any smarter, where the majority voters are easily swayed by the ayuda, handouts, and so forth, which are by the way backed up by taxpayers' money and not the politicians' personal bank books. The second is the article in the Constitution that stipulates separation of religion and state. The 1987 Constitution of the Philippines declares, "The separation of church and state shall be inviolable." Article 2, Section 6, and, "No law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worship, without discrimination or preference, shall forever be allowed. No religious test shall be required for the exercise of civil or political rights." In connection, the Omnibus Election Code stipulates, in Article 22, Section 261, "Prohibited acts under election offenses, d. Coercion of subordinates." This is defined as, any head, of any religious organization, in any manner influence, directly or indirectly, any of his members or parishioners, to aid, campaign or vote for or against any candidate or any aspirant for the nomination or selection of candidates, any religious organization, who dismisses or threatens to dismiss, punishes or threatens to punish by separation, excommunication, for disobeying or not complying with any of the acts ordered by the former. To aid, campaign or vote for or against any candidate, or any aspirant for the nomination or selection of candidates. In short, religion should not interfere with any of the election process, but, come election season, almost every candidate seeks an audience with the leader of a religious group, the larger the better, asking for their endorsement. And a few days before the elections, broadsheets headline the endorsements of these religious groups. Though not every endorsement results in a win, it is a sure process of easy votes by bloc. Religious leaders on the other hand justify their selections through sermons and lectures based allegedly on the Holy Scriptures. But ironically, practiced only in the Philippines. Sermons tailored only to the Filipino voters. For example, in the United States our homegrown religion extensions do not exercise this process. You vote only on personal preference there. If we wish for a beautiful country and future for our grandchildren and their children, the change should start now from us, the grassroots, the voting public. No one else can be blamed for having corrupt people in government or anywhere else. If we let them, we get what we deserve.